Hello again, everyone. Marcus here. I review stuff. Today, I'm reviewing the song The Lost Chord by Gorillaz. This song, as always, comes to you as a request from one of my viewers. So if you want to be that person to request something, just leave it in the comments and I'll be sure to add it to my list. So, I've heard like a handful of songs by Gorillaz. I've heard Feel Good Inc. That song was everywhere when it first came out. I was only like a young teenager at that point, but I remember it being everywhere. I've heard Clint Eastwood, probably my favorite Gorillaz song still. And it's like, I feel like the first one that just about everybody is introduced to. Everybody knows those two songs from them, right? And then I probably heard a couple of other ones just here and there, but to my knowledge, I haven't really heard this song. So I kind of understand what I'm getting into with Gorillaz. I guess, unless they wildly mix things up from song to song or from album to album. But anyway, let's give it a shot. This is Gorillaz, The Lost Chord, and here we go. I'm watching the official music video, by the way, just in a different tab. I don't want it to get blocked, so.
I see myself going through the streets. Think I must be dreaming. At this time of year, I'm always in need of those silent waves, the pulse on your face. I go harder into the garden.
That was groovy. I liked that a whole lot. That bass line especially, I think, was just so easy to listen to. Really put down a nice rhythm for the song. Like I said, really, really groovy in this one. I liked it a whole lot. And then I see that it says The Lost Chord featuring Lee John. I'm assuming that was Lee John. He was like the little sea monster that came up, right? So I assume that was him on a lot of those vocals there. He sounded really great as well. So let's break the song down like we always do, of course, starting with the lyrics. A little bit repetitive here in the lyrics, so I'm wondering what the song's about. But before I do that, a little bit of information here. It does say The Lost Chord is a track on the upcoming, well, let's see, this was in like 2020, so I'm assuming it's already out, maybe? Anyway, The Lost Chord is a track on the upcoming Gorillaz album, Song Machine, Season 1, Strange Times. The band enlists the help of Lee John. 2D laments about how he is in need of something or someone during these times, perhaps about drugs of some sort. The Lost Chord, as the song suggests, could be the missing feeling. The line, "Take me into the garden," could be referring to a safe place for 2D, a calm area in which he can relax from the everyday stresses. Okay. Sure, I think that's one interpretation of it. Let me take a quick look here. Yeah, this must be a new album because I haven't heard anything off of it. 2020, so relatively new. We're halfway through 2021. Still counts as new, right? So anyway, let's take a look at those lyrics. So I see myself going through the streets, think I must be dreaming. The Lost Chord. I want you to what? Tout ma vie? What does that say? The lyrics are supposed to be Tout ma vie, which is French for all my life. So I've wanted you all my life. I want you all my life. Okay. Let's see. Take me to the garden. I see rains coming down at this time of year. I'm always in need of silent waves, the pulse on your face. The Lost Chord, the Lost Chord, the Lost Chord. I go harder, harder. Take me into the garden, the Lost Chord. I go harder, harder, music on my mind. Break those chains, baby, I just want to find myself. Oh, take me to the garden, I'm trying to find. So yeah, I mean, I think it sounds like, yeah, someone trying to find themselves, someone trying to maybe figure out where their place maybe in life is, right? I see myself going through the streets, think I must be dreaming. Rain's coming down at this time of year. I'm always in need of the silent waves. So maybe it's sort of like, people go through seasonal depression. I think for me, especially around the winter time, I also go through like a, not a seasonal depression personally, but sort of just like a seasonal nostalgia where it's like around Christmas time, you start thinking about how things were like when you were younger and that kind of thing. I wonder if maybe that's what he's experiencing here. Let's see, where was I? Lost Chord, I go harder, take me to the garden, pump me up heavy, move me somewhere I can see the sunlight, take me into the garden, the silent waves, the pulse on your face harder. The Lost Chord, allow me, I go harder, take me into the garden, the Lost Chord, yeah. Trying to find my way every single day, trying to find my way. I want to be free, I want to be free, I want to be free. Break those chains that bind me, I want to be free. Break those chains, baby, break those chains that bind me, I want to be free. Maybe it's also about, like, I don't know, maybe this might be a stretch, but maybe it's about being, like, an artist, Again, still, like, I know Gorillaz have been doing this for quite some time now, right? But like maybe it's just, at any point in your career, you can always try to reinvent yourself or maybe find where you feel comfortable, that kind of thing, or maybe just try to reinvent things. So when I read this, I'm like, okay, this actually could make a lot of sense if you read it from like just the struggles of being an artist. Maybe there was this song that he just really wanted to make and just never really got around to it, or just he's in pursuit of like the perfect song. Maybe that's what the Lost Chord references. But what triggered it for me, where I thought, okay, maybe it's about like being an artist, being a songwriter, or what have you, is this last part: break those chains that bind me, I want to be free. Maybe like free from a record label, or free from the constraints of what he feels his band needs to be. Maybe he wants to feel more free to make music the way he wants to, or I guess as a group, how the Gorillaz want to. So I'm not too sure. On a second reading, I feel like, yeah, I'm like, this could be about just the struggles of being a musician and staying authentic and true to yourself. Oh my goodness, there are so many birds outside my window right now. They're so cute. Anyway, yeah, so that's what I'm getting at. And honestly, like here, music on my mind, break those chains, baby. I just want to find myself. Maybe still trying to work out it's sort of the struggles of being a musician, maybe trying to get to a more authentic place musically instead of what you feel you have to make to appease fans or labels or what have you. So yeah, lyrically, I know obviously this one's pretty interesting. I think there's a few ways you can take it. There's a person on Genius here, which is the website I use for lyrics, who's commenting that it could be about drug addiction, and sure, that's probably one way you can read it. But like I said, for me, I'm reading it from the perspective of like maybe this is someone who is just talking about the struggles of, again, being a musical artist, being someone who creates music, and wanting to break free and continue to find yourself and do things the way you want to do them, and not be beholden to like a label or fans or what have you, you know. So with that said, I always kind of like lyrics that are sort of open to interpretation, that the listener can really pull their own meaning out of. So that's always going to get bonus points in my eyes. I give this one 2 thumbs up lyrically. I thought it was pretty interesting. As far as the instrumentation goes, like I said, one thing that I really, really liked about this song was that bass line. I think the bass throughout the song was just so groovy and really made for a very nice listen. Let's see. Bass, it says Damon Albarn. A fantastic job on their part. A little bit of guitar from James Ford. Looks like percussion, James Ford and Remy Kabaka Jr. Same for drums and percussion. Vocals is Lee, John, and Damon Albarn. So yeah, they did a fantastic job. I liked sort of the keyboards, also Damon Albarn and James Ford. So really a lot of nice elements here. I think for me the bass really stuck out as like, oh man, this is what I'm going to come back to this song for, just because that bass was so groovy. It made this song really easy to listen to, really enjoyable. But I really like what they did with like the synth, the keyboard, whatever you want to call it. Like I think that some of those notes they put in there were really sort of spiced it up a little bit. If it was just like that bass line, obviously it'd get boring after a while, but they had a few elements in there that made the song a lot of fun to listen to. I like Lee John's vocal style, kind of more high-pitched singing. I thought that was really nice. And then, I don't know, I guess D2 or 2D, what was the name of the guy? 2D on vocals as well. I've always kind of liked his style from the few Gorillaz songs that I've heard. So yeah, I thought this one was really good instrumentally, really good vocally. I give it 2 thumbs up there as well. And as far as replay value goes, I mean, look, I want this one on my playlist. Like I said, just that bass line alone was so groovy that I can definitely see myself coming back to that. Not to mention the excellent vocals, the other pieces they threw in there instrumentally. The music video was actually a lot of fun, pretty interesting. I've always kind of liked their weird animated style. So yeah, a lot to really enjoy from this song. I'm definitely going to be listening to it again. I gave it 2 thumbs up for replay value. Overall, a fantastic song, and I want to thank whoever requested this one. This was a very solid request. As always, if you want to be that person to request something and see it on the channel, just put it in the comments. I'll be sure to add it to my list, which, by the way, the list is like super long right now, so sorry if it takes a while for me to get to it. So anyway, if you enjoyed the music as much as I did, of course, go support the artists. Go listen to their music wherever you can. If you want to support me, just all the normal stuff you do on YouTube, like and subscribe and comment. All right, guys, that's going to be it. Hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed listening to it, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.